What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Does Videos. Today we're going to replace this 10-year-old ceiling fan right here with a new Home Decorators 52-inch Levanto LED ceiling light. It's more modern, it's more contemporary, and it has the integrated LED light. So no more replacing light bulbs. Okay, first step, like any other first step in any electrical work that you ever will do in your house, is to turn off the power within the room that you're working in at your breaker box, wherever that's located in your house. Second step is to remove your old ceiling fan, right? And typically everybody's fan is going to be different. What I like to do when I take down an old fan is work from kind of the bottom up. Again, it's going to be different for everybody. So I'll take the light bulbs out, remove the shades, then get into the blades, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll be back at you when we have that done. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our old ceiling fan down. This is exactly what you should have if you're following along and taking down your ceiling fan. You should have the hole in your ceiling with the electrical box in it and a variety of wires hanging down. One important point before we go too much further, one of the last steps that you probably did when you removed your old ceiling fan from your ceiling is that you loosened 2 screws that were used to connect your previous fan's mounting bracket to the electrical box. And you don't want to throw those away. These came with the electrical box in there right now, and we're going to use those again to connect the new mounting bracket from our new fan into the electrical box. And in fact, that's what we're doing in step 1 to hang the fan. We're getting our new mounting bracket, as you can see right here. We're using those 2 old screws, so to speak, and then connecting that new mounting bracket to the electrical box. Here's our mounting bracket right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, show you what it looks like, and we'll move on to step 2. Okay, so here is the result of step 1. As you can see, we have our old screw, so to speak, from right here, and there's the other one right there, and we simply just connected the new mounting bracket to the electrical box in the screw holes provided. Okay, so we are moving along to step 2 here, where we are attaching the downrod to the fan motor assembly. So first, find your downrod right here, along with your fan motor assembly right there. First step, or the first, I guess, bullet within step 2, is to loosen those set screws, noted as KK in the diagram right here, from the fan motor assembly. Note how we're supposed to just loosen those, not completely remove those. And then we're going to remove the hitch pin right here, HH, and then the lock pin right here from the motor assembly. So in real life, here are the set screws. There's one right here, and then there's another one right here. And here is the hitch pin on the side right here. It's just a thing, so we'll just pull that out. And then there's the lock pin on the inside. So we'll go ahead and complete that, I guess, first bullet under step 2. Okay, so here we go. So let's loosen those set screws. There's one. There's another. I'll remove this pin, the hitch pin, right there. And then the lock pin just slides right out. So continuing on with the second bullet under step 2, we are going to grab our hanger ball, and that's what this is from the top of the downrod. And we're going to loosen that set screw, JJ, on the side. So that's right there. And then we're going to remove the cross pin. That's on the inside. Right in the middle, right there. And then we are going to take the top off of the downrod. Okay, so let's go ahead and loosen that set screw, JJ, in your directions. Like that. So that releases the inside, and then you can pull out the pin from the inside right there. That's the cross pin GG. And then we can just slide the ball off of the downrod like that. Okay, so for the third bullet point in the second step here, this is where we are going to thread the wires from our assembly, so these wires, into and through the actual downrod, and we're going to tighten the downrod right on top of that, and then basically do the opposite of what we did in the first bullet point in our second step. So grab your downrod right here, right? Make sure the threads are on the bottom because that's what's going to be tightened into the top of your motor assembly. Let's get our wires, put those through like this, coming out the top. And just twist your downrod onto the assembly. Thread that in like so. So an important point in this step, what you need to do is thread the downrod into the fan motor assembly far enough, but not too far. So what needs to happen is that the holes in the bottom of the downrod need to match up with the holes in the top of your motor assembly, because that then allows us to put our pin back in like so, a locking pin. And then we get the other piece, remember the hitch pin, and put that in place as well. Oop. So then that's locked in, and then we are simply going to tighten the screws that we loosened earlier. Okay, so we're moving on to step 3, where we are going to place the coupling cover, as you can see here, the canopy cover, and the canopy onto the downrod. So go ahead and make sure you have all those pieces. These are the ones that I have, and we will show you how to go through this next step. So let's get our coupling cover. First, put that over top of everything. Like so. Like that. Then we get the canopy cover. And remember, that's this piece, but you want to put it down like that when you're putting it on. So we'll put that over top like that. And then we get our canopy itself. That's this. But again, we want to flip it over like so. Okay, so let's move along to the kind of next sub-step within this step, and that's where we are going to reinstall our hanger ball onto the downrod, put the pin back in, and tighten up our set screw. So go ahead and thread the wires through the hanger ball, and what you want to do with this is make sure you line up the holes with the opposite sides where kind of the indentation from the hanger ball is going inward, so to speak. And then get your pin, put it through the holes. Like so. It's lined up correctly. And then just tighten that set screw. And you're set. All right, so we're on to step 4 here, and this is where we are going to move the whole motor assembly that we just built onto the mounting bracket that we did at the outset of these directions. And the key here is that we want to make sure this groove on your hanger ball fits into the mounting bracket precisely against the little, I guess, nub that sticks out. So in reality, here is the groove in the hanger ball. And then here is the groove in the mounting bracket. And I know this doesn't give you a good shot, but it's right here. You can see the little outward nub that the groove in the mounting ball fits right into. Okay, so we're moving along to step 5, and this is where we make sure we set up the receiver and remote control correctly. Basically, the message here is that you're going to see some codes or some switches, so to speak, on the receiver right here. And then if you open up the battery compartment of the remote control, you're going to see the same thing here. So it doesn't matter. These are preset from the factory. It doesn't matter which switches are up and down as long as they're the same. See how these are all down, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all in the down position. If these match, so since they're all down here, they should all be down here. So we're set to go on that front. So the second part of this step is to slide the receiver, this one, into the mounting bracket itself. And this is a little tricky with all the wires in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is a quick look at what the assembly looks like once you put your receiver in. It's a pretty tight fit, as you can see here. I think the main point here is to keep in mind that you want to make sure all the wires are kind of in a similar position, because at some point here, we're gonna need to connect all of these, so you don't want, say, this on the opposite side of your assembly when it makes connecting the wires a little bit more challenging. Okay, so we're on to step 6, and this is where the magic happens. We make those electrical connections. So as you can see here, the first, I guess, sub-step within step 6 is to connect the male connector from the motor to the female connector of the receiver, and that's basically connecting these right here. Now, when we take a look at this on our actual assembly, you'll want to make sure that the white wire on this one matches up with the white wire on the other side, the connector, once you connect these two. So once you've got those two pieces connected, they look like this. As you can see, the white wire connects to the white wire on this side, black goes to black, and then blue goes to blue. Okay, so I guess the second part of step 6 is where we are going to attach the wires that are coming from our receiver to the wires coming from the outlet box. So we attach black to black, white to white, and then we get the ground wires attached from the outlet box, and then the one that's coming out of the Downrod too, and tie all those together, and those are the green and copper wires. So let me show you how to put together a couple wires. All right, so we've got our one black wire that's coming out of the ceiling, and then we have our other black wire that's coming from the receiver. We just line those up together, just like that. And then we take our cap, our wire cap, and simply twist. And the cap does the work for you. It tightens everything and makes sure those wires are securely fastened to one another. Just twist so you can't twist anymore. And we're just gonna get a piece of electrical tape and tape the wires to the cap just to make sure it's secure. Okay, so this is what your wires should look like, or something like this, once you've gotten them all connected and wrapped in electrical tape. Okay, so I know in the directions they ask you to put all the wires into the outlet box, but I would argue that's a struggle for everybody because there are so many wires, and then you have the receiver up there as well. So we're gonna try to get those wires as close to the outlet box as possible, and then hopefully we move them around enough that they'll just be covered by the canopy right here once we install that. We are on to step 7, where we are going to install that canopy and the canopy cover. So as you can see here, we want to remove one of the screws from the mounting brackets and then loosen the other screw just a quarter of a turn. So let me show you what that looks like. So here are the screws that we're talking about. There's one there and one there. So I'm going to take one of those off and then unscrew the other one a quarter of a turn. Okay, so once you've removed that one screw from the mounting bracket and loosened the other one, we're going to raise that whole canopy up into the mounting bracket and make sure that loosened screw is inserted into the keyhole that's down here in the canopy. And then we're going to rotate to lock everything in place. Okay, once you've got your canopy secured to the mounting bracket, this is what it should look like. So we're going to move on to the last part of step 7 here, and that is just placing that canopy cover, as you can see here, over the canopy and then twisting. So let's try to get a view as we do that in real life. So here's the top of that cover, and as you can see, there are little grooves in there for the screws to fit in right here, and then on the other side as well. So you just have to twist those into your screws that are hanging down, as you can see right there, so that this stays on and hangs from the screws. So I'm gonna go do that and we'll be back. And that's what that cover should look like once you've got that attached to the screws and twisted. Okay, so we're moving along to step 8, and this is where we're going to attach the blades. The key point here is that when we start to attach these, or at least the first one, pay attention to where the arrow is on your housing unit. And they're just trying to show you, hey, start attaching the first hole of the first blade right there. So in reality, this is where we're going to attach that first hole of the first blade. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then give you a shot of what that looks like. Okay, so we've got the first blade attached. As you can see, that first screw goes right in where the red arrow is, and then you use the other 2 holes to screw in the other screws. We're going to put the other 2 blades on, show you what that looks like. And here we go. We have all of our blades attached. It's looking pretty good so far. We are going to move on to the next step. Okay, so on to step 9. This is the last piece of the actual physical fan that we're going to put together, because the next part just has to do with remote control, and then we'll flip the fan on to see if it actually works. So we're just going to be attaching the LED assembly. So this is the piece that we're going to be attaching. As you can see here, we're just going to be connecting this piece right here to the piece that sticks out of the bottom of the fan and then twisting. So let's see how that works. All right, so we are going to attach our black piece from the LED piece to the black piece that's sticking out of the bottom of the fan. So let's just go ahead and do that really quickly, and then we should be able to just twist. So it's connected. Go. Twist until you can't anymore. That is set up and ready to go. Okay, last step here is just putting together the remote control, and this shouldn't be a challenge for anyone. At least I would think it wouldn't be. So we've got the control and we've got the battery that came with it. So as you can see here, plus side goes over here. So we just put it in like this, put the cover back on, and we are going to go turn the power on and see if this thing works. All right, so here's the moment of truth. Let's see if this thing works. I just turned on the power, and here's our remote. All right, so let's hit that light. There we go. And let's turn the fan on low. There we go. Looks like we are in good shape. Thanks for watching. Hope your install goes well.